You see a 97-year-old driving past in a car and you're first thinking, somebody gonna die today.
It's just those, listen, reptilian claws ain't meant for grabbing on wheels and driving.
That's why it's an automatic.
What? They're all reptilian vampires.
Thanks very much, David Icke. Thanks for your film.
Homophobia.
What?
Xenophobia.
Eh?
Toxic masculinity.
Alright, fine, okay.
Child exploitation and abuse.
Yeah.
No, it's not a Vox article about gamers. It's the topic of today's show.
This is going to be a really touchy subject, isn't it?
Don't say touchy. Welcome to a very special episode 28 of the Unmonetisables, my podcast, apparently. The official podcast, sorry, for the FAWK Chronicles on YouTube, the dumbest search for intelligence. My name is Cpt Privilege, and with me, through no choice of their own, are Dr. Darkside, aka -1 sub.
I think we need a better disclaimer for this podcast.
And Grandmaster Tech.
Yeah, triggered already.
Like, what disclaimer?
Exactly.
What disclaimer?
That's why we need a better one.
Okay,
Better than
well,
nothing.
let me disclaim. This is the only show in the galaxy, folks, that expertly dissects your primitive planet's curatable culture, aka the trending tat of the week. If thou art easily offended, do kindly fuckest thou off.
Thou art?
It's legalese. Keep up. Fuck's sake.
Did they actually say fucketh back in the 17th century? You know?
You say it now, apparently.
Thou shalt fucketh offeth.
Well, speaking of something that should fuck it off with, Logan Paul's gone gay, everyone.
This is last week's
How dare you?
trending tat of the
Listen,
week.
are you implying that we record this on a Friday, so by the Sunday some of it is out of date, yeah? Is that what you're getting
Something
at?
like
yeah,
that, yeah,
yeah.
probably,
Yeah.
yeah.
See you bringing the podcast next week, Darksider. He said on his podcast is New Year's resolutions, and it's vegan January. They're going to go vegan for a whole January. Steak and beer February, so they're going to counteract the veganism by
The
going just
veganuary
nothing
thing is
but-
like it's a whole thing.
Veganuary.
It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. It's not just him. It's a whole thing.
All right, yeah, fucking.
I just learned that
omnivore.
today.
It's like,
Yeah,
was it,
fucking
what
omnivore.
was it, dry January as well? Like,
I'm just going to eat nothing.
Yes.
And drink nothing.
Oh, steak and beer February, but then it got
That sounds
to
better.
men only March.
what about fasting March?
Men only March.
Fasting
That's not
February.
going to last long.
They'll have fast in February. There'll be a lot less people on the planet.
Right, listen up, okay? Men,
One at a time, please.
don't say one at a time. Men only March. They say they go gay for a month. Now, he was joking, and in the context of the show and his humour, it was clearly a joke, but obviously it's offensive. Can't say you're going to be gay for a month now. You can't just try it.
Is this a
What?
trial
No,
period?
But saying that's
That's it.
offensive in itself.
Yeah,
is
that's
it
what
not?
I
Is this
thought.
like an open beta?
So let me get this straight, right? If
People can't
there's a
change their.
trans woman with a dick, you are not allowed to say you wouldn't date them because you're just being transphobic. But how do you know you're not gay if you haven't tried it? Or bisexual if you haven't tried it?
I'm vegan. This.
He's not eating sausage, apparently. You know?
But, you know, it's a weird one. Because, like, I was listening to my Boys of Sugar Pine 7 podcast, and they were like, no, you can't make that joke because he's not a comedian. I'm like, well,
But that was a
Anybody-
joke.
he may not be a stand-up fucking comedian, but if you've ever watched any of his content, he's clearly a fucking clown, right? He's clearly trying to get a laugh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's it. You know,
Deliberately or
Well, the question is, I
Indirectly.
think what got people was, is it too soon? You know, it's just the dust hasn't settled over the Suicide Forest banner. So for him to come up with another slightly offensive thing, it's like
that's
boom.
why I'm so cynical about it. This is dreamed up by his marketing team just to keep him relevant.
Well, no matter which way the Maverick swings, he's on Team Pudes. So we here on the FAWK Chronicles stan. But the internet may
hopefully
have
not delivering.
But the internet may have found its new punching bag anyway, because Trisha Peytas talks a lot, apparently. Like, this is fucking news. Anyone who knows about Trisha Peytas, she was a one-time stripper, turned YouTube kind of vlogger.
As you do. It's an obvious career
Was
transition.
on the Celebrity Big Brother, actually. UK Celebrity Big Brother a few years back. Don't
It
ask
all
me how
makes
I know
sense
that.
now. Yeah.
But basically, she's the world record for the fastest talker. Like,
Oh,
quite
really?
literally holds the world record for the fastest speaker, right? So when you see any of her content, it is just her, talking at a reasonable like speed, not too much, not too thingy, but she actually just kind of spraffs consciousness train of thought. There's fucking hours of this shit. She's been on YouTube for years.
That's an innate ability.
But they've just decided to start picking apart what she's saying because she triggered the YouTube community when she went after some boy.
Video to understand what she's saying. Yeah.
She called out some boy on YouTube for making a ton of videos on her. Made about like 8 videos on her. Which I heard was a contention. It's not really a ton.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, if anybody makes 8 videos on you, they're a fucking stalker. You stalk my whole entire life. How dare you?
It's harassment. More than 2, it's harassment. Right?
But she then called him out for being a drug user whilst being a parent, which is kind of hypocritical because she's an ex-drug user, and she also said in the same video you shouldn't go after folks' kids. But I think that was more in the context of you shouldn't bring your kids into YouTube if you're going to be a weirdo YouTuber. But moreover, this is where it started the other week there. And then this week somebody's dug up a video on a Trump t-shirt pre-Trump getting voted in, talking about immigration and how immigration's a huge problem, illegal immigration's a huge problem in the States. So
people's politics.
Then she dropped an apology video where that was likened to the Laura Lee apology video. Little triangle here. Jeffree Star and Trisha Peytas are friends. Laura Lee used to be friends with Jeffree Star and came out attacking her for previous statements and racist slurs back in the day. And Trisha had a go at Laura Lee, going, your apologies bullshit. How can you just blame it on your hometown? If you don't know those words are fucking out of order, you should know by now. What the fuck? And then in Trisha's apology video, she's like, it's just where I was raised, that's just the type of thing that people say. And I've never voted in my life. But to be fair, I like Trisha. So she's just a fucking mouth.
Excuse.
She's just a mouth. And I'm sorry, but if you're going to start dissecting something that a human fucking mouth just good luck, because you've got thousands of years worth of her content.
Everybody said something wrong.
Yeah.
If you go back and analyse anybody, somebody said something wrong at some point.
That's ridiculous.
Right? And where do you draw the line?
Because early content's just fucking stanking.
That's saying something wrong.
Exactly.
That's saying a line must be drawn.
Early content's surely stanking. Philip DeFranco's really an inspiration in some senses because he said, I'll leave all my early content up when I was being an asshole, when I was talking shit out my mouth, because it serves as a reminder that that's who I used to be. I'm not like that anymore.
Yeah, you can't go blaming people for what they used to be all the time.
Yeah,
right?
Fuck that. You know what I mean?
What about murderers?
Well,
yeah,
you still going to murder?
There's still a line somewhere there, eh?
You got to forgive them, right? But they're still getting punished, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Don't say punished. Anyway, I don't think it was too bad. Hopefully, it was just a close shave. But from a sharp-tongued YouTuber to a dull-witted blade company, Gillette is not the best man can get.
Oh my god,
that's a good segue.
I heard a little bit about the story. I didn't know the advert.
Yeah.
Have you seen the trailer, Tech?
Yeah.
Trailer? I thought it was an advert or something.
Yeah, it's an advert. Well, you could call it a trailer or an advert. You could just call it
men.
A fucking virtue signalling anti-male fucking campaign.
So break it down. What was it actually saying?
Basically, it wasn't too harsh, but the entire video is predicated on, in the past, we've always said, Gillette, the best a man can get.
And there's cheesy line,
they show snippets of footage from the time, whether it's, I don't think it was their adverts, but, old school movies where, like, guys are smacking tootsies out. Toot smacker on the ass. And then, like, cartoon dogs, wolf whistling, and then it's interspersed with cuts of little boys like playing and just rolling around in the grass and having a fun little tumble, whilst there's a dad at the barbecue who's like, boys will be boys, and they're like, but really, we're boys, just be boys. And they likened that.
Creepy.
So basically what they done in the video, they likened toy fighting to play fighting to actual just bullying.
Were they preempting some kind of feminist attack on the whole on their whole ethos?
They likened
fathers
letting them roughhouse to being like NPCs, because after the first barbecue dad said that, there was a row of 30 barbecue dads just going, boys will be boys, and the toy fighting turned into fucking physical abuse instantly.
So probably inside the Gillette like upper management, there's been some kind of sabotage by all the women on the board of directors or something.
Well,
like, we can't keep going on like this. No,
see, unlike the other sex, Darkside, I wouldn't dare to place blame. And
I'm just guessing. I don't know.
Finger the blame at anyone.
Don't say blame.
But they further on, they likened the cartoon wolf whistling to sexual assault. I just...
What's next? Nescafe. Remember the old Nescafe adverts where the guy would turn up and ask for some sugar and so that was clearly stalking.
Oh yeah,
he was stalking.
That's sexual harassment, straight up. But was it they're changing their motto, or they've changed their motto from the best a man can get to the best a man can be, and it finishes the whole trailer with a bunch of kids and everyone looking up at the sky, all stoic looking. Hold on, and then they're just like. The children of today, the boys of today, will be the men of tomorrow.
No, they won't be the men.
But wait a minute.
Men are banned in the future.
They'll be the cis non-gendered fucking.
Isn't that against people that like to grow beards?
Yeah, exactly. Like they're not going to be bearded men.
Yeah, I would love to. I would love to see them.
Effeminate men with clean shaven Gillette styled,
non-facial hair. On the side of their
to touch on what you said, I don't think this was a mistake. I think this was a point blank. They're looking at the overreaction that people are getting.
It was preemptive.
SJW-esque videos. And it's to them, it's a basic.
Yeah, is it the war men that already exist, the man-sized Kleenex tissues that have been eradicated from the shelves?
500,000 downvotes was the last I seen on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
almost as good as the Rewind video from 2000.
But what I really liked about it was like Andrew Schultz, a comedian for the Brilliant Idiots podcast. He just hit straight up like, this is why Dollar Shave Club, like at Dollar Shave Club, because he sponsored his podcast before, and Harry's Razors are all totally fucking like absolutely excelling because these dickheads don't get it. So, you know who to fucking shave with in future, guys? I'm like, retweet. Hell yeah.
Dollar Shave Club, the best a man can get.
Fucking right. The better man can get. Yeah. So from social justice to copyright justice for Orange Kid.
Oh, is this racially motivated?
No, another. What? Orange is a race?
No.
Is it?
Is it? I don't know.
Ooh. Did I just other a race that we don't know of?
The fake tan people.
It's the fake tan people. Don't say fake tan, Jesus, right? He basically entered a competition back in the day. You may have heard of this, like a year or so ago, where they were like, yeah, kids, enter a competition and send us your dance and we'll put it in the game.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, somewhere in the competition spiel, it's like, yeah, you're getting fuck all money for it. We just want to get a little bit of viral marketing here where you can get involved in making the game. However, Orange Kids Dance that loads of people liked apparently didn't win, so there was a Justice for Orange Kid campaign. Everyone got behind them. Everyone petitioned Epic Games, the makers of Fortnite, to get Orange Kid in the game, and Epic put him in the game, and now his mum's suing Epic.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Fucking stealing his dance.
I was going to fucking say that. Like, really? That's the only reason why she was like, yeah, go and get it put in the game so we can sue the rest.
There must be quite a good chance of success then.
Nah.
Otherwise you wouldn't be paying lawyers to...
Listen, this is this is a publicity stunt for the lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
This is a publicity stunt for the fucking lawyers. Because in all reality, they're not going to lose out. How are they going to lose out in getting published in all these blogs and all these network spheres and all this publicity
Fortnite for Fortnite.
That's huge publicity, man. For a daft case that they're getting paid to lose.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not going to have to pay any of the money back. It's the fuckers that don't win the suit. And chances are Epic Games will probably just go, here's a fucking couple of $1,000, fuck off.
Have you heard this one? Microsoft has removed 2 dance moves from its Forza series of racing games following questions over the legality of such moves in video games.
Really?
That's it. That's where we're headed.
Forza, the well-known emote fucking game, like, really.
You know what I mean? You're not going to be able to have a storyline in an RPG anymore because somebody goes, that's too close to my real life.
Well,
I'm suing you for that.
Red Dead, I'm not entirely sure the nature of the company, but the company still exists. Pinkerton something, Trading something, Inc.
Yeah.
There's Pinkertons and Red Dead.
Oh, yeah, Pinkerton's an actual investigation, a private investigation.
That's the one.
Organisation in
But
America.
Pinkerton's also been in Deadwood and a bunch of other historical-esque dramas and movies.
I don't know if it's the same company.
But they're suing Red Dead because it's Rockstar and because they'll get their fucking name out there.
Look at...
they're not going to win against Rockstar, bro.
Look at Fallout 4 as well. Fucking Thingy's Holistic Detective Agency.
Yeah, was there something with that?
Dirk Gently.
Dirk Gently, yeah.
Yeah, really?
Dirk Gently, the robot character is based on Dirk Gently, and it's his holistic.
They use the actual.
But no, it's a fucking.
It's so close, it's indecipherable.
It's a homage to
Is it an Easter egg or is it a fucking copyright issue? You know what I mean? I think when you're talking about art like that, they tend to leave stuff like that or put stuff like that into literally tip of the hat. That's the way anywhere else.
That's that one.
There's that much money being made from litigation, though, that everybody's like,
That's problem is there's a big dirty disclaimer right at the front. All these games, it says any like this, and the names is purely coincidental. And
however, there are some that you're like, you might have said that at the beginning, but a judge would look at that and go, it doesn't matter if you said that. It is clearly, blatantly a copy of this shit.
I'm sure Rockstar are shaking in their boots. Fucking hell. Speaking of... no, that's not right. Oh, well, okay.
Speaking of that's not right.
What I was going to finish up on saying was this is just another example of overreaching authorities, but I don't know how remotely that segues in at all.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I'm going to declare this segue dead. I do apologise, right?
Dead segue. Go and beat that dead segue.
Don't say segue. Watch your thumbnails and clickbait out there, peeps, as YouTube is taking down explicit content.
Yes.
They've just issued a notice. Y'all are on notice. You have X amount of time to get your shit in gear.
Hey, Darkside, it won't be long before...
Sorry. Right, okay. Right. Thumbnails or content of a pornographic nature. Challenges... Challenges... What, did that fucking float your boat, eh?
He's all about thumbnails.
Like a pornographic nature, okay? Ecchi isn't porn. We've been through this, okay? Fan service isn't technically porn. It's the thumbnails I'm more worried about anyway, but... Challenges that encourage dangerous activities, like fucking daft, like I sealed myself in a box for 24 hours.
The Bird Box challenge, you mean?
Yeah, dumb. Well,
since you're mentioning that was my story. Is that footage of a YouTube prankster doing the Bird Box challenge, inspired by a Netflix horror film, has prompted police warning in the UK. Yeah, because it was Ben Phillips filmed himself walking along a railway line, blindfolded or something.
Cheers, Ben. Cheers, pal.
I mean, obviously a future Darwin Award winner right there.
Cheers, mate. I just want to turn up outside his house dressed as fucking Thomas the Tank Engine, just fucking motherfucker.
Choo motherfucker.
Yeah, and I
was aware that YouTube were banning distressing pranks because of that.
Yeah, well,
that's another story. But I wasn't aware that they were banning. I mean, all the explicit stuff's supposed to already be banned. And was it child trauma stuff that we also don't allow pranks that cause children to experience severe emotional distress. These things. Why are these things not banned as a matter of course? And I think somebody in the same story goes on about, these things are popping up all over the place. And there was people have found bestiality kind of clips or on YouTube that should have been deleted and have been left up there for months.
The thing is, there's so many clips on YouTube that one, it's difficult for them to actually moderate every single video. They rely on people clicking.
Right, it puts your whole platform in disrepute though if you kind of keep things like that are really out there off it.
The problem is, right, that platform, it relies on people clicking report button to report a video. They then look at it and go, yeah, clearly, boom, pull it, right? They've not got enough staff to cope with it. But the problem is that folk on YouTube are clicking report on videos that haven't got an issue just to be assholes. Yep. Or they're leaving those videos up so they can then make a video about how these videos are on there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not arguing for YouTube because, let's be fair, there's a lot of shit on YouTube that...
I think they have been kind of fair by they've given an amnesty period. They haven't just went, right, blanket ban, let's rip through everybody, content, because some of this stuff is straight up automatic strikes, actual strikes.
It's a disparity.
If you've got more than 2 or 3 daft prank videos,
they're getting rid of people.
Fuck your shit up.
They're getting rid of people, or getting rid of people's content for fair use stuff.
Yeah.
But yet, all this really contentious, really horrible stuff is managing to stay on there because it's not breaching their copyright.
Yeah.
And that shows that it's all based in revenue. It's all about money when it comes down to it.
Well,
They don't care whether a bestiality video is left up there as long as it doesn't infringe copyright.
Like, who's going to claim copyright on a bestiality video? Yes, Judge, that's my video. Really?
Anyway, in the meantime, don't worry about us, folks. We are ever evolving and fluid, like with an oscillating flux content algorithm pattern that we have adapted to your primitive planet's curatable culture.
Speak for yourself.
Ever learning and a work in progress, which leads us into the final segment and my favourite part of the show, where I get to talk about what I'm doing. Recon.
Denied.
Recon
Blocks in
denied.
90% of countries, yeah. Tech?
Not a great deal of recon because I've been too busy trying to filter out the algorithm that is Brexit.
Oh, God.
I'm not even going to talk about it
here.
because we're all just bored of it. The same as I'm not going to talk about Trump shit because we're all just bored of it.
That's it.
You know, it's trying to find some of the recent news for around the world, but it's all the same crap. It's all Brexit this, Trump that, fucking China's going to kill us all. You know what I mean? It's all that shit. And you're just like, come on, like, where's the normal news? Like, we've discovered, you know, another star in the close proximity to Earth, like 50 billion light years away, but it's close. You know, shit like that. That's the type of shit that I want to read.
That news you read once and never hear of again for another 10 years.
Exactly.
Yeah, brilliant. Love it.
There's an autistic 6-year-old in India somewhere that's discovered the meaning of life.
Exactly, but we're too busy like harping on about Trump. The meaning of life is Trump! Trump.
Okay, brilliant.
Excuse me, I'm trying to tell you the meaning of life.
Right, Darkside.
Largest collection of breached data ever found.
Yeah, you fucking
yeah,
Discorded
yeah.
does this, but I was too scared to click the link and look at it
In
first.
case it breaks your data. You don't have any data.
Store of over 770 million email addresses and passwords discovered after being put on hacking site.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to say 2 out of 3 of my emails are safe.
If you ain't bad, you know what I mean?
All the ones that you use for the porn sites, they're all breached.
Well, you know, that was my spam email anyway, so...
Oh, don't say spam, for fuck's sake. Anything else, Darkside? That's just a doom warning, as usual.
There's a documentary coming out on a well-known streaming site this weekend.
Netflix.
That's all about the Fire Festival.
Oh, yeah.
The world's biggest festival flop. Advertised by famous faces including Kendall Jenner, Bella Hadid.
And Jaro.
And yeah, Jaro
famous?
was bound to, tickets cost $100,000. And guess where? Get right. It's on this little paradise island, and
Did you guys
fire
miss this or something?
and in the trailer it says, what is it? It's a mix between Conchella and Lord of the Flies. That's what it turns out.
Yeah, because
okay.
Lord of the Flies is a good thing to advertise, right?
First off, Conchella is probably some sort of wine. It's Coachella, okay?
It's like
close. I'm not American.
American. It's like fucking somewhere else. American.
So close.
Better than that.
How do they pronounce Glastonbury?
Listen, fuck the Netflix documentary. Watch the Internet Historians video on it on YouTube. Brilliant breakdowns of really weird viral situations. He was the one that done the DashCon, the Tinder convention one, and the flop that was. And he done the He Will Not Divide Us, the Shia LaBeouf Capture the Flag thing.
Yeah.
Just full of really random little riddle stuff like that. But he done a great breakdown at the Fire Festival. That hands down for me is just where it's at. I'll be interested to see the documentary, but I guarantee you it'll pale in comparison to the Internet Historians.
We accept all funding for
he-
advertising sent to FAWK Chronicles, PayPal.
He'll probably have like more in-depth information, but he probably doesn't have access to the footage. And yeah, so it's probably worth watching both of them.
But for me, it's like the contrast between the Frederick Knudsen one on the cult guy that they tried to take over a town in the States and started their cult.
Oh, what was that called? Leith. Yeah. Is that Leith?
No, that was the fucking the white nationalists aren't a cult, Darkside. They're a way of life, okay?
Damn close.
Fucking. Have they heard that dog
I
whistle?
don't know what the legal definition of a cult is, but yeah.
No, but the Shannon Deepra. Shandaprow.
Oh yeah. I've heard about this.
Butchering fucking that.
I've heard the story about that.
But the Frederick Knudsen documentary
not
on it
detail.
is fucking incredible. It is so well pieced together, and it is a chronology of shit that went down. Yeah. Then I watched the Netflix documentary,
really scary,
which is essentially the same thing but slightly more produced. But not as good as far as I'm concerned. It was well more detailed, you know what I mean? So shout out to the internet historian, shout out to Frederick Knudsen, that's Knudsen.
Yeah, like nobody thought it was the other one, Privilege.
Fucking absolutely, the other Frederick Knudsen, yeah.
Well, at least I've inspired a discussion.
But bigger shout outs to Casual Guy for having a wee listen last week apparently, and he said he's down to appear on an upcoming episode of the Unmonetisables. So you're fucked now, mate. I've said it online. I'm coming for you. We'll probably fucking hook him up at some point if he's game. My recon though for the week is pretty much figuring out how to get this video unblocked from 90% of the world. I was going to be streaming hopefully soon with Nino the Human, doing some role-playing stuff in Fallout 76. Don't say roleplay, and then I've got to get through the Rosario plus vampire stuff for Chanime. But you know, that's just me. You know, I put that work in, guys. You know what I mean? Always constantly try to get us up in subs. You know?
Yeah, always trying.
Yeah. Well, unlike some other fucking.
I've got a question for you.
Creators.
Should there be an upper limit on age when driving? Like, should a 97-year-old be allowed to drive a Land Rover?
I'm actually questioning the fact whether he was driving or was it actually a chauffeur.
I can't find out.
Yeah, exactly.
Presumably he was the driver.
It just makes you think that he was the one driving. And I'm like,
there's footage of him from last year.
Did you not catch that? Did you miss that? Keep up, Privilege.
Yeah, where have you been?
Right. What Prince Philip was driving about?
Yeah.
Who pays attention to the royals? You bunch of fucking.
Everybody paid attention when somebody tried to take him out.
When
with
a 97-year-old crashes a car, it doesn't matter whether he's a royal or not.
Exactly.
Really, it's
it does. You never hear anybody at any age crashing cars like until it's a fucking royalty attached to it. Although 97-year-olds, you don't really hear it that much.
Yeah, pretty much. Because that's usually one of those things of you see a 97-year-old driving past in a car and you're first thinking, somebody gonna die today.
It's just those, like, listen, reptilian claws ain't meant for grabbing on wheels and driving.
That's why it's an automatic.
What? They're all reptilian vampires.
Thanks very much, David Icke. Thanks for your input.
Well, talking about crashing wheels, moving on quickly to NASA.
I think the fucking recon segment just gets absolutely
from reptiles to space.
From my paws.
We're just absolutely screwed up. Your segue. So yeah, the Mars Curiosity rover.
Don't say Curiosity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently, AAA is going to have a massive problem trying to repair this one because it now has busted tyres.
I thought you were going to say that there's no insurance, mate. You can't drive that legally.
It's not on the road.
You don't pay your road tax.
So yeah,
you're telling me they brought spares.
Well,
they brought fucking spares.
You would hope so.
Automobile Association of America operates in outer space.
Exactly.
You're legally obliged to have at least 2 spare tires in the trunk of your car at any given time.
Yeah, they've probably got like the Uber Platinum package or something where they launch a rocket to go and repair it. But yeah, so not exactly sure what they're going to do about it at this point in time. But I can tell you one thing: for something that NASA's designed, the wheels look like they were made from crepe paper.
That's fucking absolute trash. What the fuck? Fake news.
Yeah, China's going to sort it for them and build them accordingly.
Oh, come on, China's only got to the moon, man.
That's just a dirty bit of an industrial estate somewhere in fucking East Lothian, man. Fuck
East
off.
Lothian? Yeah, well, okay, fair enough. We'll give you that one.
You give me nothing of the sort.
Ugh.
Well,
fuck for that.
That about wraps it up for episode 28.
I thought we paused there.
Of the Unmonetisables podcast, folks. If there's any intelligent signs of life out there, don't dare leave any comments below. This isn't a discussion.
Is that why they don't leave comments? Because you're telling them not to?
No, it's probably YouTube.
Casual Guy left a comment.
Oh, right.
YouTube is copy striking their
Crimson
comments.
leaves a comment every week. Every video. Awesome. Are you listening, Crimson? Or are you just stalking me? Oh my god.
Nobody wants to stalk you. What are you
If
saying?
there's any intelligent sides of life out there, don't leave any comments below. This isn't a discussion and no one cares about random's opinions on the internet.
Unless it's inflammatory, in which case you'll get struck. But anyway.
Don't say struck. If you're a returning consumer of our content or a FAWK virgin, please consider supporting us by subscribing and leaving a rating/review on iTunes.
You're a FAWK virgin.
If you're feeling frugal, geese a pound off you over on Patreon. Also, please do check out our channel, The FAWK Chronicles, on YouTube. And while you're there, feel free to go gay for a month all over that subscribe button.
Or not, because that's really offensive.
But we're not sure if it is to not be.
Yeah. You can always Gaysember. Like Gaysember, that's got to be the next one, yeah. Gaysember.
No. You lose.
Slap your sausage all over that like button.
No,
for veganuary.
The vegan sausage roll one. You fucking steal my part, right? I will be streaming this Saturday 26, possibly with the other two.
Good to know. It means we can avoid
depends if
it.
I can be arsed with you.
You got that in writing?
I'll decide at the time. Yes, I do actually. There's a little printout of the Indi Scots relay stream in the Discord. You'd know that if you got involved. Darkside, keep up.
We do get involved. You just talk too much.
Thanks. You call me Trisha Peytas. Thanks for listening to the only podcast in the galaxy with 3 aliens that vaguely sound like 3 nasally chuchters who need to blow their nose. Fuck you, Reddit.
Isn't that
Fuck
racist?
You.
That's racist. I'm sure
Come
that's
at me,
racist, by
bitch.
the way.
No, it's no racist. It's racist. It's racist against the fucking little shits in the Reddit comments.
Now big band.
I'm still sure that word's racist.
Until next time, this has been Cpt Privilege, Grandmaster Tech, Doctor Losers One Sub Darkside, signing off, closing hailing frequencies, don't have a stroke, ending communications, and gonna go open
Don't say
another.
have.
Fucking no, got a decent outro for that. Hold on. I'm gonna go. Gonna go.
You're gonna go.
Gonna go be the best a man can be. Yanni.
Pulled out of your arse.
Best a better man can be.
Fuck.